Hey guys, how's it going? DUJ2 here, and welcome back to Fortnite Save the World, and welcome to this week's must-have video. For those of you new to my channel, welcome. And you may not know this, but every single week I do a must-have video talking about something that I think is a must-have in our current game. And today's must-have, well, today's must-have is a little different because I had already planned talking about this. But you know what, like right now, I'm not a very good editor for my videos. I wish right now I could do that whole thing where like comments pop up like ba, 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 ba. You know, like when people are like really saying something, because oh my goodness, so many of you commented very politely, actually, I might add, except for a couple people here or there who didn't, saying how could I have forgotten about Bull Rush right here, Bull Rush, because in the previous video I released where I was talking about the Save the World meta change, the design chat, with the meta shifts and everything like that is happening soon, right there. We was talking about the smashers doing more smashing. Excuse me. And then I also talked about the fact that I was very disappointed that monks, her new ability, the bananas, were not able to stop a rampaging smasher. And then I said how there was only one way to really stop a smasher, and that was with the tar pit trap. And all of that leads up to what I'm going to talk about today. My plan for today was already to make a video talking about must-have ways to stop smashers, and pretty much the only one I can really truly recommend is going to be the tar pit trap, but we'll talk about that in a second. But a lot of people were very unhappy with the fact that I did not talk about Bull Rush, and I'm going to talk right now about why I didn't talk about Bull Rush, other ways that you can, yes, stop a rampaging smasher, but why they may not be as effective as the tar pit trap. But first, thank you very much for being here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Actually, let me just say this. Thank you very much for being very civil in the comments. I know that a lot of you guys, I know that some of you, sometimes, you know, there are some comments that aren't as civil, but in general, the majority have been quite civil, quite calm, and thank you very much, guys, for doing that. I really do appreciate that. No, I didn't exactly forget about the Bull Rush, but we'll talk about in a second why I didn't bring it up. But thank you, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for using my creator code #EpicPartner. You guys know that every single time you guys use this, whether it be to use V-Bucks in Battle Royale in the shop, in Save the World to buy llamas, which I don't recommend you do unless it's something really awesome like a mythic lead in there, or if you spend money over in Battle Royale, Battle Breakers, or if you buy a game in the Epic Store, I do receive part of that money. It is a financial aid, or a financial part of it that helps me so very much from Epic. Thank you very much, guys, for using my creator code. I really do appreciate it. So let's talk about, well, let's start with this. Why did I not bring up Bull Rush? Now, the reason why I didn't bring up Bull Rush, and I was really hoping that you guys see my power base knocks here, my jail build. I was really hoping that, wow, I don't even have monks here. That just shows you how much I'm actually using her, unfortunately. What I was really hoping that monks was gonna do, and let's see where she is. There she is. I was hoping that monks, with monkeying around those bananas, were going to be able to stop a rampaging husks. Now, if you guys go see here, and if we go over to the actual update, it says, true to the name, smashers were always intended to wreck structures. Before the change, smashers had an easily exploitable, long-standing bug with their AI that prevented them from recognizing certain edited structures as valid targets. The correction of that bug, along with the changes to floor launchers, revealed an underlying issue with husk scaling in Frost Knight and Endurance. So this left players without viable counterplay to smashers at high levels. Now that right there, this line right here was what this is the line that kind of was made me hope that something else was going to be happening, and I still believe it's going to happen. We've released a hotfix to reduce the scaling of Husk's endurance, Frostnite, and the upper pine of Twine Peaks. That's not true, because I still get a bunch of them. This will make smashers and exploders more manageable. No, sometimes they're not. Aside from the scaling adjustments, we're going to be taking a look at some underperforming weapons and traps to see where we can make adjustments. That right there, like I said, that part right there is the part that I will be talking about more in depth in the next video that I'm going to be making, talking about the meta changes. This video right now is not about that. This video is about must-haves, and as I will talk about, what I believe is a must-have to be able to stop those smashers. Thank you for constructive feedback, etc, etc, etc. So when we saw here right there, the changes to floor launchers, basically what happened is that they increased the smashers impact resistance. So let's say you have an impact of, oh, I don't know, 20,000. Now it takes, and you can up that with certain abilities. You can up that. I've actually tried maximizing absolutely the most I possibly can on the floor launcher. We got pretty high. We actually got pretty high with the impact, and it's still not enough to knock back a rampaging smasher. As of this moment, I don't really know of a way to stop a rampaging smasher with, well, there are a couple of melee weapons that kind of seem to do it, but I'm kind of still trying to figure that out. If you guys know of any weapons that can stop a rampaging smasher, please let me know. You're going to need a very, very, very high stun and impact number, because I don't know exactly what the number is now in smashers, but it seems to have been raised very, very high, almost to the point where it's almost so impossible actually to actually stun or stop a rampaging smasher. Now, what I was hoping for is when we saw this line right here, this left players without viable counterplay to smashers at high levels. That right there is what leads me to believe that no, this is not what we think, or I guess a lot of people are seeing, that the developers, that Fortnite, that whoever you want to say is destroying Save the World as it is. And yes, I know, I also need to finish my series where I can explain why I think that the way that we've been playing Save the World for the last 2 years was not the way that they had kind of thought that people were going to play it. The way that we played Save the World with all the trap tunnels and just relying so heavily on traps, I don't believe that was the way that the game was supposed to have been, was envisioned by the developers as the way to play. I believe that we, the heroes, we were supposed to be the first line of defense. We have defenders that we rarely ever use, and traps were kind of supposed to be something that could help us, but we were trying to defend our fort. We were trying to protect a goal. We were trying to protect an objective. And for that, we needed to rely more on basic building and then trying to defeat the Husks before they actually got to the base. Traps were supposed to be, I believe, a last line of defense kind of thing. Now, something happened. Because this, what I'm saying, this works all the way up to Twine Peaks. Stonewood, Plankerton, and Canny Valley, you guys know that if you're in the levels, appropriate levels in those areas, you are going to be able to do what I just said. You're going to be the first line of defense, and then if you have a couple of Husks that get by you, traps can take them out, or your defenders even. But you are the first line of defense. But then when we get into Canny Valley, if you're a maxed out hero, if your account is maxed out, you're level 131. Or you get 310, your power level is 131, and you're using a maxed out, hero loadout, you're going to be okay around till you get to about level 108. Those 108, 116 missions, actually regular up to 124, but once you do the 4-time missions, once you pass that threshold, something weird starts to happen. What starts to happen is that you start getting owned really bad by certain enemies at those levels, not to speak of level 140 4-man missions, where if you are unlucky enough to be surrounded by a couple of Smashers that will three smashers will completely decimate your base, and a couple of red eyes or blasters will just take you out in a heartbeat. I believe that where they're going with this game, and let me show you guys here again the key words here. This left players without viable counterplay to smashers at high levels. That right there, as well as the fact that they are using scaling advancements and they are looking at underperforming weapons and traps, it means that they are definitely trying to look for that balance in Twine Peaks. The problem is they're not telling us. They're not telling us about it. They're not communicating with us, telling us, hey, we've got some plans. Because honestly, look at the game. I will say this right now. I, in no way, shape, or form, could ever make a game like this. I have no idea what even takes to do the first section of doing something like this. I have no idea how to even begin to conceive of programming something like this. I don't know anything about that. And this game is absolutely fantastic. It is a beautiful, complex, incredible game, which I believe the developers who did make this game are very intelligent people who have a plan. Now, it may be there's too few of them to work out this plan quickly enough. It may be they may not be all on the same page. It may be that they are being told to do something in a certain way and they're trying to figure out how to get there. I don't know what it is, and that's the thing. We have no clue. We have no more Save the World roadmaps. We have no more developer blogs. We have no more communication from the developers in that sense, letting us know where they're taking this game or where they want to go with the game. Now, I'm sorry. I know I started rambling there. I always do that. But let me wrap it up and let me get to the point of what the must-have is. Right now, the reason why I did not talk about Bull Rush, there we go, Bull Rush, is that Bull Rush, and let me show you guys what I mean. Bull Rush right now is an ability that does not have any other perks. Look at that. There's Rush. Rush decreases Bull Rush cooldown by 27%. Okay, we have that one. Do we have another one? Long Rush increases Bull Rush distance by 2 tiles. Okay, is there anyone that will increase the damage or increase the impact? No. Because of that, Rush, okay, decreases Bull Rush cooldown by 27%. This is Constructor Cat. Yeah, Catstructor Penny. So Catstructor Penny has Rush, decreases Bull Rush cooldown by 67%. Now, in this case, if you were able to get her, if there was some other way to decrease Bull Rush so that you could actually use it quicker, because cooldown is 15 seconds, so this means every 7 seconds or 8 seconds you're going to be able to use a Bull Rush with her. If you have had to encounter a couple of smashers going for your base, you know that that's not enough. Yes, you're going to be able to run, stop it, but then what? You can't really do the damage. You can't really do a lot towards it. That's why I was so excited and hoping that Monks was going to be that. I was hoping that Monks was going to be that, because we had enough heroes now with Kunai Storm that you could actually make a setup where you could consistently do it and you could do some serious damage to hopefully not only slow down those rampaging husks, but hopefully take them out. Now, this is something that I'm hoping to see. And something else that a lot of you guys might know is that, well, it used to be that Shockwave actually was able to stop rampaging husks in the past. Now, if you time it just right, you'll stop a rampaging husk right in front of you, but you're still going to receive all the damage of it, which is really not good. If you're going up against a 4-man 141, that will pretty much not only leave you vulnerable right there, but you're pretty much dead as soon as the husk or the smasher or any other husks try and attack you. You're going to receive that damage. Now, it would be wonderful if Shockwave was one of those perks, or there was a Shockwave hero that increased the impact even more so that you didn't receive damage. And that's what I was trying to get at yesterday. I was trying to get around the fact that I thought that that was going to be one of their new viable counterplays to smashers. Right now, the only viable counterplay to a smasher is this beautiful, amazing, incredible trap right here, the tar pit trap. And if I'm not mistaken, there's no other way to get it. No, we don't. Oh wow, I only have one. So the tar pit trap, unfortunately, if you did not get the tar pit trap before, you are not going to be able to get it right now. Is that, wait, is the tar pit trap the one that you can recruit? Give me a second. See, I don't even remember that now. Traps, floor traps, tar pit trap. Nope, you can't. So we can't get it. It's not available for research. This item can be bought from the item during the Beyond the Stellar Horizon event. This item is not available to research. So that is the main problem right now. Right now, where we are in the game right now today, we do not have, and let me read it again, we do not have a viable counterplay to Smashers at high levels. If you were not playing during the Beyond the Stellar Horizon questline or event, you missed out on the tar pit trap. For those of you who haven't seen it, I believe I did show it in another video. If you have a rampaging husk, all you got to do is drop a tar pit trap and it'll stop him. It'll stop dead in its tracks. Anything. It is the greatest thing ever. And yes, I do admit that the bull rush can also do that. But if you have a couple of tar pit traps around you, it'll stop everything. And then you can take your time to try and take them out or go behind them. And the cool thing about it is that it resets a smasher. Not only will it stop a smasher, but if you go behind them and attack him, they will turn around and focus on you before they focus on the objective. And if they do that and they just step off the tar pit trap and attack you, guess what? When they focus again on the objective, they're gonna get stuck again. Now there is a bunch of different builds. Now if you're unlucky enough to get a rampaging smasher, well, the problem is that they are just gonna take you down. Even if you made a maze, even if you made something else around it, they're just gonna rip through everything that you have made. That's a problem. Yes, of course. But regardless of that, right now, this is the only 100% viable counterplay to Smashers at high levels. Yes, the bull rush will stop them. And yes, where we started this game, this at the very beginning, I was showing you guys the, where is he? Hero loadout. I was showing you guys Mr. Ice King. So Ice King does have this Frozen Castle Plus. Enemies standing on structures affected by base are snared by 15%. Enemies that damage a structure affected by base are frozen for 4 seconds. Each enemy can be frozen once every 5 seconds and 15 seconds. And yes, I know there is also the let me go back here. There's also the other one, which is going to be the freezing one. Now we do have, before anyone goes, there are a couple other ways that you can right now, and I'm going to be talking in that when we talk about the underperforming weapons and traps. Underperforming weapons, because there is one other hero that can do quite a bit of interesting, but he's very limited in that sense, and that is Mr. Sub-Zero Zenith. Sub-Zero Zenith does have Icy Shot, Sniper critical hits, freeze enemies for 1.6 seconds, and apply Water Affliction. Now you can do this, but again, 1.6 seconds, that's not going to be enough. The tar pit trap freezes someone for what, 6 seconds, I believe? Let's check real quick. Tar pit trap freezes them for short duration. I think it's like 6 seconds. It's a considerable amount of time. So we do have other options, and yes, there is the other weapon, which is the event schematics. This one, the Blizzard Blast, the Blizzard Blitzer. It can also slow down enemies. It freezes them, but again, it's not something that if you only have a smasher coming up against you, that's great. But you guys know that normally not only do you have one smasher coming against you, but you have 2 or 3 smashers with a couple of blasters, some flingers and red eyes, and just everything is going crazy. So again, let me refer lastly to the same words that they used: viable counterplay to smashers at high level. We need those viable counterplays, and of course they are going to be, as I said, we're going to be taking a look at some underperforming weapons and traps to see where we can make adjustments. I'll be talking about that in a future video very soon. But that's it. That's it for today's must-have, guys. I wanted to go through this. Thank you very much again to everyone who did remind me about Bull Rush. Thank you very much. There are other ways to slow down or stop a rampaging smasher in the game, but that's the thing. I was hoping that we were going to have an option with a hero ability that was going to be able to do a lot more than just stop a smasher. You've got a great big group of husks with a smasher coming towards you. It would have been wonderful if monks would have been able to do the bananas, 15 bananas all around, stop the smasher, you know, add other abilities like the eggs or the Annihilation, explode everything around, kill all of the other husks, refresh your Kunai Storm, do it again. That would have been a great way of just working through that. And of course, if you use links and all that, you know, if you want to see me use links, join the Discord. I'm going to release a video about using her very soon there. Discord exclusive. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. For this week's must-have, like I said, what we must have is we must have viable counterplays for smashers at higher levels. And like I'll be talking very soon, I'll be talking about what I think these underperforming weapons and traps, where they're trying to make adjustments, what they're going to be analyzing. And of course, I will do want to finish this video by saying, guys, in no way, shape, or form am I trying to defend what Fortnite is doing, what Save the World is doing. The way that I look at it, and it's more because of the way that I've always played Save the World, I don't really depend on traps and trap tunnels. I've never really enjoyed doing them like that, more because I've always been so horrible at it. I make a trap tunnel and then I, by mistake, activate it, exploders blow it up or something happens, and I don't like just sitting back in the base and waiting. I do like doing that when it's something like a jail build. I don't know why. I enjoy the jail builds. I enjoy seeing that mechanism at work and play. But making a bunch of trap tunnels and then just waiting at the base for seeing what husks get by, no. Especially for SSDs and other missions. If I'm going to be fighting, I want to be fighting. I want to be right there, you know, taking those hits, trying to do my best to do as much damage as possible, taking down as many husks. So because of that, I've never really gone for the whole trap tunnel design and all that. So this meta shift, when it was announced and when we saw it, I've been looking at it from a different point of view. I've been looking at it from the point of view of I want to see not only what they're going to do, but how and why, because I think that this are changes that they've been trying to, I don't want to say they've been trying to help us do for a while now, but if we just look at the crazy changes that were done in the game with the hero loadout or the hero rework, the hero loadout rework was crazy. It's made it so that we can do so much with the game and we can make some incredible setups, just absolutely incredible fun setups to play with that can do a massive amount of damage, and we don't need to rely that much on traps. But we'll be talking about that more in the future, because I do really think that they're trying. I think they're trying to make the game something that is going to be able to carry forward, and they're gonna hopefully add new areas, and they're hopefully going to change things up so that this game will not just stay stale and just stay stuck in the mud like it is right now, and above all, having fun. Of course, I believe they're trying to make changes to appeal to a wider audience, the Battle Royale community, and I think that they're also trying to generate more revenue, which it's a business. That's what they need to do. But I really don't think that they're ruining the game. The biggest problem I have is the lack of communication. The lack of communication makes it seem like they are not listening to the community at all, that they are trying to, and I know a lot of people have said this, and they've said to me very seriously, they feel that Epic is trying to kill the game, trying to push away their current players, trying to, like, on purpose destroy the game. And I have a hard time believing that. I don't believe that a developer, I mean, if they want to do that, they just shut the game down. But anyway, I've rambled on too much. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Must have of today. The must have of today is, once again, a viable counterplay to smashers at high levels. And currently, it's the tar pit trap. If you don't have it, I really hope they bring it back soon. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.